Do not think what others do. Let's get into this one. Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. I hope you're all well. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell, and check out the website RevelatorAlf.com for all the latest biking news. So this video is about your thought process and how you apply that to different situations, whether it's riding motorcycles, driving cars, whether it's doing the weekly shopping. In a recent video, I talked about do not compare yourself to other people's actions primarily. In this video, I'm talking about do not even think about what other people are doing and just completely focus on your activity and how you're thinking and how you're evolving as a person and how you as an individual are approaching a particular discipline. As I say, whether it's riding motorcycles, in my case, whether it's driving cars, or whether it's doing the weekly shopping. It doesn't really matter, whatever the situation is. Focus on your thoughts and how you achieve your own individual goals. Now, I don't want to sound like a self-help book here, but how you approach your own thought process in dealing with particular tasks is really going to determine how successful you are going to be at those tasks as well. In my professional life, I've dealt with performance planning, performance analysis, and performance gains as well, and how there are so many different factors that can affect your own individual performance. And how we think about those variables and how we adopt strategies to deal with those and also improve those really comes from within. If we're thinking about our own situation and if we're thinking about our own position in life, then we're in a much greater position to be able to develop and evolve. If we're only ever thinking about what others are doing or what others are thinking, and we're not including ourselves in that equation, then really we're just looking outwards and we're not looking inwards. And really looking inwards is a really big factor here. In performance, we talk about having a feedback loop. We need to send out a signal and we need to have a signal come back. So to achieve the best performance overall, we need to be able to do something, say something, think something to be able to achieve a certain standard, but then we need to have some feedback from that to be able to see, okay, are we on the right path? Are we doing something correctly? And what can we do now to go to the next level? So if we talk about motorcycling, for example, riding your motorcycle, then if you're only ever thinking about what other people are doing, what other bikers are doing, and not what you're doing, you're never really going to achieve a certain standard, and you're never going to be able to ride that motorcycle in a manner that's going to keep you safe, going to enable you to get to your destination, let's say, and also is going to enable you to have a really enjoyable time. If all you're thinking is about what others are doing and not focusing on what you're doing, then you're missing a big part of that activity. And in this case, it's motorcycling. I sometimes talk about this in my professional life. I talk about who is the most important person in a group of people. The most important person in a group of people is the individual themselves. They need to focus on what they're doing and analyze what they're doing and be self-analytical and self-reflective. But they also need to be aware that they need to be able to monitor and evaluate what others are doing as well. So it's self-reflection, it's self-analysis, but also the analysis of the environment as well. This is all on an individual level. So when we're talking about group dynamics, for example, you're talking about, okay, I am going to act in a certain way, and I'm also going to monitor and evaluate what other people are doing as well. Those other people are also self-analyzing, and they're also evaluating you. They're evaluating other people as well. So on an individual level, you try to achieve the best performance that you possibly can. But in a group environment, you're all helping each other to achieve a higher standard and get better and better. So when we're riding down the road on our motorcycles, we're looking at ourselves. We're looking at how we're riding. What are we doing? The manner in which we're riding. What decisions are we making? What speeds are we riding? What distance from other vehicles are we riding? All that kind of stuff. How are we looking out for hazards? How do we perceive hazards, let's say, on the road? What can affect our ride? What can affect our riding enjoyment? But if we're not doing that, if all we're thinking about is what other people are doing all the time, then our attention goes from what we're doing to what other people are doing. So we're not part of the equation now. So regardless of what happens, we're never involved. So if we have an accident, for example, we have a crash, then immediately it's somebody else's fault. It's somebody else that is to blame. It's got nothing to do with us. But it has got something to do with us because we're part of the equation. So not thinking about what others are doing as a priority should be your number one goal. You should be thinking about yourself as a priority and what you do, the things that you say and the actions that you take. That's your priority. Control what you can do, focus on what you can do, and evaluate what everybody else is doing as well. So just like the group dynamic, you are the center of the universe. You are the one who's controlling what you do and what you think, but also evolving as well. And then you're using the same process to evaluate everybody else, so we can all help each other. Now, take this process and apply it to anything that you do, whether it's riding motorcycles, whether you're in some kind of group, whether you're at work, whether you're at home. It's always about what you do and then what other people do as well. Then hopefully you can take this process to improve what you're doing, to enjoy what you're doing a lot more, and to make you a better rider in the case of motorcycling, but it also helps you to make better decisions overall. It's not about what others like. It's not about what others are doing. It's about what you're doing, what you're feeling, what you're thinking. And when we're talking about choosing the right motorcycle for yourself, yes, it's choosing the right motorcycle for yourself. It's about thinking to yourself, which is going to be the best motorcycle that is going to suit my needs and the way I ride, as opposed to what motorcycle will I look good on, what motorcycle will other people like, what motorcycle does my partner prefer, or that my friends prefer, as opposed to what do I prefer. Stop thinking about what other people are doing, what other people are thinking, and just focus on what you're doing and what you're thinking. Improve your standards, make better decisions, but also help others with their experiences and monitor what other people are doing as well. And in some cases, you might be able to assist them in improving their performance or improving their experiences. But at the very least, as a biker, it's going to enable you to be safer on the road and also enable you to see and perceive other hazards developing a lot better as well. Think about yourself. Think about how you're acting, think about how you're riding, but also evaluate what's going on around you, and less thinking about what other people are doing and what other people are thinking, but just add it to your overall thought bubble, as it were. Anyway, let us know your thoughts about this, about how you ride your motorcycle in the case, because this is a motorcycle channel, right? How do you ride your motorcycle? Are you thinking about your actions, or are you always just thinking about other people and what they're doing and how they're riding or driving? When you're riding in a group with other people, are you thinking about a collective? Are you thinking about your individual riding? Or are you always thinking about, well, how other people riding? I should be riding like them. What is the dynamic that's going on within a group or when you're by yourself? Let us know in the comments below. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell, and check out the website RevelatorAlf.com for all the latest biking news. And I'll catch you again on another video coming very soon. Bye now.